Sup YouTube, it's Elijah coming at you with another video from the UberLifestyle.com, your one-stop shop for all things rideshare and delivery alike. This video, I'll finally be giving my views on this new Uber driver app since it's just now hitting my market, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, first of all, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I know y'all could probably hear the air conditioning in the background, but it's hot as hell out here, so if it's too big a deal, I'll see what I can do after y'all make the video. And you should know that the Uber Eats Q&A for the month of September is going on right now. So you can either exit this video and go check that out, link is in the description, or finish this video and come join us. Any questions you have about this new app, as well as any changes on Uber Eats, will be addressed in that Q&A. Now, I'm just going to give my overall thoughts on this new app. I say that they took 2 steps forward and like 4 steps back. Me personally, I didn't think we needed a new app unless they were going to address issues like if a person goes to a restaurant after getting a ping and then someone has picked up the order. For whatever reason, that's a glitch. IT things happen. If they've addressed something like that, all for it. They've addressed the apartment glitch that I've covered before on Uber Eats. I'm all for it. If they address any kind of glitch on the Uber platform, I'm all for it. But for the most part, they didn't really do any of that. In fact, they did a lot of slick stuff that indirectly affects your earnings, and you won't catch it unless you're experiencing them. They did change some stuff that I never thought they would have changed, so it's not all like negative, but overall, let's step backwards, and I'm gonna get in the ass. So, without further ado, I always end it with the one with the most content, the most buzz. So we'll start off with the pros and get into the cons later. See me looking down, I'm looking at my notes because I am in a rush, so we're just doing this off the cusp. Alright, so we're going to start with the pros. This is more of it doesn't necessarily impact your earnings, but I think all of us are going to agree. The ping sounds a lot better on this new app. I mean, the former ping, that truth be told, it was the most annoying sound I think I've ever heard before. It's like they purposely designed it to be annoying just so you'll tap it to stop the sound. But this new one, it definitely is more, I guess, it's just not annoying, it's just like a sound. So that's definitely a plus. Now, truth be told, it's not going to impact your earnings. It's just, you could say it's something personally to me, but I think a lot of y'all do share that sentiment, so I would mention it. Now, let's get into the stuff that really makes a difference. One thing I didn't think that they were ever going to add, but they did, is the ability to add feedback on the Uber Eats platform. So when you get to a restaurant, you could always leave feedback on your experience, but it actually has add comment. Like, you could put specifically what the issue was, in addition to like long wait or whatever. Same goes for the customer end. So that's actually a pretty big step forward, because if all these customers that are not leaving their gate codes, not leaving the name of their apartments, not leaving information that we need, you can tell them via feedback directly what you needed and what was missing. Gate code was not entered, name of the apartments was not entered, whatever it is, you could directly put it there. And I would encourage everyone, please use that feature. Because a lot of information I covered in the part 1 of the Uber Eats course, it didn't need to be there. They should just have this information there. Now, the better solution would be for them to modify that customer app, make so they cannot proceed until they put that information. But this is the next best thing. So I would give that a solid 2 points, because that is very good. Now, I don't know how they go about delivering it to the customer, but just in concept, I can definitely work with that. Moving on UberX, you can now see the airport query any time of the day. All you gotta do is click on it, and they'll tell you how many drivers are on whatever platform you're looking for. UberX, Uber Select, Uber XL, whatever. In the previous app, you would not be able to see this unless you were close to the airport and clicked on it. And if you hadn't done any UberX trips in a while, sometimes it wouldn't pop up then. You would literally just have to go in there in the queue, and then it would start popping up again. But with this new app, you can be at home and just check, hey, is it worth going to the airport? It is, bam. If it's not, mile pass. That's definitely a step in the right direction. I don't know if it used to be a glitch on the other app or if it was like that on purpose, but whatever the matter is, they solved it, so you got to give them props for that. I'll give them a point for that. It's very good. Now, you can now see, it shows how many miles your customer or the restaurant that you're going to or the drop-off point is. So it'll say like 5 miles away, 3 miles away, whatever. That doesn't seem that significant within itself, but a lot of times, like for me, I need to pull the Waze app up in order to see that, and it can save you just a few seconds in case, especially with Uber Eats, for whatever reason, you took something and you didn't realize it was as far away as it is, and you deem it's not worth it, so you can go ahead and cancel. You can kind of do all that through the Uber app. You don't need to use a third-party app like Waze or Google Maps just to see how many miles away it is. So that's a plus. Yeah, it's a minor plus, but so with the miles, that's definitely a step in the right direction. Like I said, it is minor, but it's still worth the point, especially for the pro Uber Eats driver. So, and also just on Uber X too, when you accept, you don't really know how many miles away it is, but now you do. So that's good. Next, they added a night mode to the Uber Eats app. The Uber app, and that's good because it's very tiring on your eyes. Now, if you use the Uber navigation, the night mode is nothing new. But if you use a different app like me, then it just has that white screen that pops up until you switch to your main app. And let's say if you're going back and forth between the Uber app and the main app and your navigation for whatever reason, you're still exposed to that white screen at night. Now, that's really not good for your eyes. So the fact that they added the night mode, that's definitely good. There's nothing I can say about that, but it's good. If you don't like it, you can always just turn it off. You do have the option to turn it off, so don't think you're just stuck with it. But the fact that they added the night mode, that's definitely good. So we'll give them 1 point for that. And this one, it appears that they actually did fix the apartment glitch on the Uber Eats platform. Like, I've already made a video where if you pick the food up from a restaurant, then you pull your phone up, and you don't know if it's an apartment or not sometimes because it has that P icon, and it's not showing like on the screen if it's an apartment number or whatever. That information is critical, so you can go ahead and figure out if you need to request additional information from the customer, like the gate code or whatever. But I showed you how to get around that glitch, but it looks like it's been addressed so far. Now, if any of y'all are still encountering it with this new app, please leave it below. But right now, it looks like they addressed it. I'm not gonna give them a point because we don't know yet, but it does appear like they have addressed it. So that does the pros. Oh man, let's swing on to the cons, and let's just get into it. Number one, you cannot see the address of where you're going anymore. See, I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was just something that they kind of put in there, but regardless of what it is, it used to be that you can click before the ping comes up, the address will pop up briefly, and if you put your phone in sleep mode, the address will be there. Now, I didn't say, McDonald's or Panda Express or whatever, it just had the address, but you can memorize the addresses, you could write them down on a list and cross-reference it real quick, and you know where you were going. These cats think that they're slick. That is not on this new app. If you put your phone in sleep mode, nothing happens. Now, you can zoom in on the map, like you can touch the map and zoom in to kind of see where you're going. But in some cases, it still won't, unless the business is registered with Google Maps or whatever, you're not going to see it. And that's a problem. See, this is the indirect stuff that they think people aren't going to notice, but I'm going to call them out on it. That is some bullshit. And ultimately, you need to just show the restaurant. You're not going to be able to get away with this too much longer because they don't have the lion's share of the market nationwide. Grubhub does. So it's not that situation where I'm the king of the industry and I make the freaking rules like in rideshare. Eventually, people are going to get pissed off around this. Now, it doesn't affect the pro Uber Eats driver, because you can still zoom in the map and you know your streets, you'll know what the restaurant is. But to the person first starting out, you know, that's a problem. I'm gonna say that's taking 4 steps back. That is a problem. That's a problem. They need to work that shit out like immediately. Next up, you can't, this is a big one too. You can't see your daily hours on screen. Now this is very indirect because they made a lot of changes recently to the Uber Eats platform. Now, all the changes they made, it's just made it so that you got to be a pro in order to make money. If you're an amateur, you can easily make some bullshit. Now, if you're a pro, it's not going to affect too much. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily make chunk change. So it appears that they changed this so that, okay, if we don't show them how much they're making on an hourly basis, then they're not going to do the math in their head. They're not going to get discouraged and quit. We'll just show them the overall for that day. Like, okay, well, I want to hit 50 bucks or 100 bucks or whatever. I'm going to keep going until I hit it. Instead of on the way to making that 100 bucks, you see you've been online for X amount of hours, then you do the math, see how much you're making per hour. It's like, shit, I'm making chunk change. I can't do this. The better result would be just to make the training available so that they don't have to make that chunk change. It just seems like a very cheap way to keep people on the platform. And I'm gonna call them out on that shit. I mean, we need to know how much we're making per hour so you can evaluate, hey, you know what, this strategy I'm doing is not working. I need to shift some things. I mean that even with myself, if I'm testing out a new strategy and I drop below $11 an hour, like I taught you in the Uber Eats course, that's a problem. You need to reevaluate what you're doing. All I need to do is reevaluate what I'm doing. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna stop and I'm just gonna quit. So 3 steps backwards. That's a pretty big one. Especially, most of us are doing this to make a certain amount per hour or to make a certain overall amount for the day. They need to have both of those options available. This leads to the next point. Now, previously, it used to be on the home screen where you could see how many hours you've been on that day, but you can't see a period. So if you go into statements, it doesn't show anything about your daily hours. It's just weekly. It's basically the same reasons as what I just stated. That's another 3 steps back. So that's a total of 6 steps for the same issue. All right. Moving on. You can't see events as good on this app as you did previously. You just see them on the map, but in the previous app, it had, when you're scrolling down your home screen, it would say there's a baseball game at Ballpark Stadium from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It would say that in there. Oh, yeah, okay, got you. Versus now, the event won't pop up until it's actually going on. It's like, really? Now, I don't recommend anyone just relies on the information Uber gives you. You should know about the events in your city, but it's something that definitely helps with picking up, because you may, for whatever reason, overlook an event, or an event could just be going on, and then that day, like, you know what, okay, an event is going on, I'll make sure I'm on this side of the Metroplex so I can pick up at that event. Why did they take that away? I don't know why, but it's only a step backwards. You should want people to know when that event is so they can, position themselves to do the pickups and drop-offs. Minus 2 steps. So I'm not doing the math of the steps or the points. You can see it on the screen, and obviously it's more steps backwards than forward. Now there's a lot of stuff very minute stuff I didn't cover in this video, as far as like, it's a different color, which I don't favor. Blue is very relaxing, and I'm in the color therapy. It plays a big role. Like our restaurants, colored in red repels, so it causes people to leave, and then that's good for business, so they can get more customers in, like real subtle stuff like that. Blue is very relaxing. It's the color of the ocean. It's nurturing. So I don't think that's the best color. It kind of makes me want to get offline and go home. But that's a nitpick. It doesn't affect my earnings. I just prefer the red and black. And the boost zones, the colors, blue, like minute stuff like that, it doesn't affect the bottom line. So I'm not going to mention that stuff. But if that stuff is important to you, then that's worth mentioning. So what is my view of the overall app? Basically, it was a huge step backwards and put everything that's wrong with the platform on full display. So they definitely need to go back to the drawing board and bring some elements of the previous app back. Just period. Now, the additions that they made, they are step forwards and those should stay, but not at the cost of taking so many step backwards in so many ways. But I would love to hear what you guys think. That's what the comment section is below. That's what the comment section is for below. And you can always join us in the Q&A, because this is what we're going to be talking about for a little while before we start talking about the changes. If you have any questions, hey, feel free to join us or leave them in the comments below. This is Elijah. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe if you're new. It's greatly appreciated. Until the next time, peace out.